I'm having to redo this because I fucked up. Hi. I felt like I owed you guys a little bit of a follow-up on this thing. This is going to be a lot shorter of a video than I recorded before because I'm not going to go through everything on this again. I had to cut it out because I forgot about the fact that the weather app shows your location, and I don't want to give that away. I like my privacy life. But going over some of the stuff on this thing, I am going to go ahead and talk a little bit about my time with the Pebble Time 2. It has been fantastic. I love this watch absolutely more than I did my original Pebble, and I will definitely wear this for years to come, just like I did my original Pebble Time. My original Pebble I wore a year before it died because it had the screen go out, and I still have it somewhere, but its battery's now probably shot, and I don't feel like dealing with it. But I do have a couple things I want to get over. First thing, please, for the love of God, if you get a Pebble Time 2, get a Bezel Protector. That's, I can pop mine off. That's this little piece of plastic, okay? And all it does is it sits right up on that glass right there and keeps the edges where the edges are exposed on the Pebble Time 2. That is a real problem. And it should not have been that way. The edge of the crystal of a watch should never be exposed, no matter what. I don't give a fuck what the material is. It should not have been exposed. I know it's probably for touch reasons, which this watch does have a touchscreen. We'll get to that in a moment. The idea of not having anything around that edge of the screen, though, is definitely a problem. It is only a little bit. It's a way blown out of the water, thinking it's like, oh, it's like 2 whole millimeters out of the... It's like maybe half a millimeter above the edge of the screen. It's not actually that bad. I can actually get a close-up real quick, because... spoiler alert, I have a second one. And yeah, if you look at the screen, if I can get the camera to focus, you can see where the edge pokes up just a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. And you may be sitting here wondering, why do you have 2 of them? Mine had issues out of the box. There was a major issue where the battery life only lasted for 3 days, no matter what setup I had it on. And originally, it was thought that this was a hardware issue, and they had to replace it and get the and all that stuff. And the weird thing is, and Pebble originally did this too, and it was kind of odd. But Pebble, the Pebble 2.0 or core devices, whichever one you want to call them, is doing this as well, where they will send you the replacement unit and not require you to throw out or return the original unit. I would have expected them to ask me to return the unit, and they did not. But we were having an issue where my battery life was 3 days long, and we went through some recovery steps where what we did is we factory reset the watch, we connected it to my phone, we did not install anything on it, and let it run on the default watch face, and waited for the battery life, and I kept sending every day to let them know what it was doing, and it was dying in 3 to 5 days, which is worse than the original Pebble time. I don't think that's what they would want out of a new device. So Eric himself popped into the chat and said, "Hey, we're going to replace your device. You're going to get an email that gives you a link to give you to RMA your device." And I went, "Okay, so we're going to have to return the device and all that stuff." And I was looking at it, I went through the whole thing, and they were like, and it was like, "By the way, you do not need to return your device." I'm like, "What?" So during the time period where I was waiting on the new Pebble Time 2 to show up, which was this one, the charger is gone because I was using in the time it took, I killed the battery on this one and let it charge back up. And then it lasted 15 to 20 days. And then I didn't have to deal with it again. It died, and then I charged it back up, and then it lasted from the time I went on vacation, which it would have been around the time that Witch Spring R stopped on my main channel. I went on vacation and then came back, and today is the first day I've had to charge it, which is insane. I've only been back at work for like 2 weeks, and it's still alive. It was still working fine. I didn't bring my charger with me. I wasn't even worried about it, which, I mean, granted, if it did die, my partner also uses a Pebble because, spoiler, that Thinking of You app I mentioned earlier that I had been working on, I mentioned it in the last video. It's out. It's out on the Pebble App Store right now. I will put a link to it in the description. It allows you to ping your partner back and forth using a link code. Then it is currently working on a backend that is certain VPNs and certain websites block the backend because of the fact that it's the backend's an open source one called Koyib. And the backend sometimes gets blocked by certain things, or sending out pings from Pebbles is blocked by certain things. So do be wary of that. I will go ahead and say, me using Visible by Verizon, I have not had any issues, and same for Spectrum over internet. But depends on your router, depends on your setup. If you're using a VPN, it most likely won't work. That being said, I use the ping system on this thing a lot, and I've enjoyed the crap out of it. And I do have watch faces, one of which is this one right here, which is an updated version of Poketch Plus, which I updated myself. It now runs natively on the Pebble Time 2. And there is a version called Kickstart, which is based on the Kickstart that comes built into the watches. I don't even know if I have it on this. I'm moving my thing away because that's how I fucked it up. Actually, this is what the watch face looks like, because I have the watch face on my... Oh, no, my phone is not connected. Do I have the original Kickstart? Kickstart. Fuck off. Is Kickstart not built into the Pebble Time 2 anymore? I'm not seeing Kickstart. Oh, there we go, Kickstart. So it's based on this one, which is the watch face that is built into the Pebble Time and the Pebble Time 2. I based it entirely on this one, and it doesn't look really well, but it works fine, which is what I needed. So, oh well. But I leave mine on the Poketch Plus, thinking of you, because this is the watch face I like. And if you have any requests for a watch face that I have not put any implications on, let me know. I will go ahead and see what I can do. I just send me a message over the developer on the watch app. Specifically on the watch app itself. Don't send it over on a watch face because I may lose track of it, but send it over on the watch app itself and just say, hey, can you add it for this watch face? And I'll go like, sure, or no, because I can't figure out how to put a heart on it. Because it pops up a little heart in the top corner of your screen whenever you get one. It's really cute. But that aside, one of the last things I did want to talk about, that I did talk about in the original app, is the fact that the touchscreen is fucking useless. The only app that really works with the touchscreen real well, and I tried to show this on the original, and failed fucking horribly because I suck, is this little app right here called Pebblemon. It's a Pokemon game, and it has a D-pad that works and an A button that works. So it has your controls on here. It's really cool. But this is the only app I've seen that uses the D-pad in a well way, or it uses the touchscreen in a good way. Because outside of this, there's not really a point. The touchscreen does not work in your UI. I'm going to go ahead and back out and show you. The touchscreen does not work on the UI at all. Does not work. The one thing it can do, which I do find kind of cool, and you've seen me do it throughout this video, is you can double tap to turn on the lettering, turn on the backlight, which is really cool, and I do like that. I also like the RGB backlight, although I don't use it very much. I pretty much set it to one color and then forget it, which I have a feeling is how most people are going to use it, or treat it as a gimmick and not fucking touch it at all. That being said, and back out real quick. Do I recommend you get the Pebble Time 2? Abso-fucking-lutely. I love this watch, and I continue to wear it every single day. It is the best watch in terms of battery life you will probably ever see outside of the Misfit BIP U and the Misfit BIP, because those things have 30-day battery life out of the fucking box, and they last amazingly. But the reason they last so well is because of the fact you can't install shit on it. This one, I can put my own stuff on it. It's crazy, man. I can install my own stuff. I can play Pokemon. I can play a pixel version of Cookie Clicker. I love this watch. Like, it's what I wanted out of one, and the Misfit BIP doesn't really seem like it does what I wanted out of a watch, and this does everything. People who said they went back to the Misfit BIP, I applaud you, but I think the only reason you're going back is because you want a fitness tracker. Because I I want a smartwatch. I want a watch that interacts with my phone, but I want a watch that doesn't feel like that doesn't feel like a second phone on my wrist. I want a watch that feels like a watch that touches my phone. I don't want it to be I don't want it to be a fucking Wear OS watch or a Google Galaxy watch. I don't want a Pixel watch. I want this. I want this right here where it is plain as day a watch first and foremost and a smart device second, where I can do what I want with it and make it as smart or as dumb as I want. That's really all I want out of it. And I hold on to this. There was a comment on the last video of someone saying like the Pebble was past their time and all that stuff, and I just gotta say I still disagree with that. I think Pebble is still the only smartwatch that really did what a smartwatch should be. It shouldn't be a phone in your pocket. It shouldn't be a second phone that goes with the phone in your pocket. It should be its own thing. An extension. Not another device that I can listen to music or all that shit on. Just let it control my phone and let me have some fun programming with it. Can't really do that on a Galaxy Watch. Requires too much bullshit for me to be able to put a secondhand app on it. But I love my Pebble. That's all I really need to say about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I did better at this time by keeping it on the fucking screen, because God knows last time I sucked at doing that. But yeah, I've been recording for a good minute now. So, my name's PokeDude2. I don't know if there's anything else I really need to say about this, so I'll see you guys next time. If you have any questions about the Pebble Time 2, feel free to put them in the comment section below. I will definitely answer them. I read every single comment that is put on this channel. I always have and always will. Anyway, peace. I don't know if there's anything else I really want to say about this thing. I enjoyed it. I am definitely going to keep using it. And fuck.